Take a slow breath in and gently breathe out. Allow the day to settle behind you. There's nowhere you need to go now, nothing you need to solve, nothing you need to think about. This time is simply for rest. Tonight, you are traveling slowly through a quiet winter landscape, far away from busy streets and bright city lights, far away from noise, far away from urgency. Imagine yourself sitting comfortably inside a warm car, driving along a peaceful mountain road. Outside, snow is falling, softly, endlessly. Snowflakes drift down the dark sky, floating slowly through the glow of the headlights. Each flake appears for a moment, then disappears quietly into the darkness behind you. The road ahead stretches gently into the distance. It winds slowly through the mountains, curving between tall pine trees whose branches are heavy with fresh snow. Inside the car, everything feels calm. The heater hums quietly. Warm air surrounds you. Your hand rests comfortably on the steering wheel, and the quiet rhythm of the road begins to slow your thoughts. The tires move slowly over the snowy pavement, a steady, gentle sound, soft, even, predictable. Outside, the forest is beginning to grow deeper and darker. The last small town you passed is many miles behind you now. Its warm lights have faded into memory. Ahead, there's only forest, only mountains, only snow drifting quietly through the night. You continue driving slowly, not rushing, not hurrying, just following the winding road as it climbs gently into the mountains. The headlights illuminate the falling snow, revealing thousands of small white flakes swirling softly in the cold night air. Some fall straight downward, some drift sideways on a light breeze, each one unique, each one quiet. And as you watch them appear and disappear in the glow of the headlights, your mind begins to settle. Thoughts begin to slow, just like the falling snow, one by one, drifting, fading, leaving more and more space for quiet. The road curves gently to the right. Tall pine trees line both sides now. Their branches stretch out above the road, forming a loose canopy of snow-covered needles. Occasionally, a small clump of snow falls from a branch. It lands softly beside the road, barely making a sound. You drive slowly beneath these tall trees, watching as the forest grows thicker and more peaceful. This part of the mountain road is rarely traveled. Few people come this way during winter. The snowstorm has made the world quiet and still. Even the wind seems to move more gently here. Your headlights reveal the slow, silent snowfall ahead, and your car moves forward at a calm, steady pace. Inside, the warmth continues to surround you. Your shoulders begin to relax. Your breathing becomes slower, and the quiet rhythm of the road becomes almost hypnotic. Forward, gently turning, forward again. The mountains rise higher now. The road climbs slowly upward. The snow on the ground becomes deeper, covering the edges of the road in soft white shapes. And somewhere far away in the distance, you notice a faint glow on the horizon. Just a hint of pale light behind the clouds. The moon, hidden somewhere above the thick blanket of snowfall. Its light filters gently through the storm, creating a soft silver glow across the mountains. The The snowflakes shimmer faintly as they fall, and the forests around you take on a quiet, dreamlike quality. You continue driving deeper into the mountains. Your destination lies ahead. A small cabin in the forest. A simple cabin, a simple wooden cabin built many years ago by someone who loved quiet places. Someone who loved the slow rhythm of mountain life. Surrounded by tall pine trees. During the winter months, snow gathers softly around it, covering the roof and window sills in gentle white drifts. Tonight, the cabin waits quietly in the forest, warm, peaceful, protected from the storm. You take another slow breath, and the car continues forward. The road narrows slightly now. The tall trees grow closer together. The snowfall grows thicker. Large, soft flakes drift steadily through the beam of the headlights, each one floating downward in its own quiet path. Soon you begin to notice something ahead, a faint golden glow between the trees, small, warm, steady. You slow the car slightly, and as you move closer, the glow becomes clearer, a lantern hanging beside a wooden door. In the cabin, you have arrived. The road opens into a small clearing surrounded by tall, snow-covered pines. Your car rolls slowly forward and comes to a gentle stop near the cabin. The engine hums quietly for a moment. Then you turn the key, and the engine fades into silence. Immediately, the world becomes very still. The only sound now is the soft whisper of falling snow. You sit quietly for a moment, listening. Snowflakes tap gently against the windshield. Tiny, delicate sounds, soft, irregular, peaceful. You open the car door. Cold mountain air greets you, fresh and crisp. Snowflakes drift slowly through the air around you as you step out onto the snow-covered ground. Your boots sink slightly into the fresh powder. Crunch, a quiet, satisfying sound. The forest stands all around the clearing, tall pines reaching upward into the snowy darkness, their branches bending gently beneath the weight of the fresh snow, and above them, the night sky glows softly with reflected moonlight behind the clouds. You close the car door. The sound echoes briefly through the quiet clearing, then fades away. The snow continues falling, steady, gentle, unhurried. You walk slowly toward the cabin. Your boots leave a trail of footprints behind you. The lantern beside the door casts a warm, golden circle of light onto the snow. Inside the windows, a soft orange glow flickers gently. A fire is already burning in the stone fireplace. You step up onto the wooden porch. The boards creak softly beneath your feet. Snowflakes drift past the lantern, glowing briefly before disappearing into the darkness. You reach for the door handle. The metal is cool beneath your fingers. The door opens with a quiet creak. A warm air flows out to greet you. Inside, the cabin is warm and calm and inviting. The wooden walls glow softly in the firelight. A stone fireplace crackles gently on the far side of the room. The scent of burning pine wood fills the air. You step inside and close the door behind you. Immediately, the sounds of the snowstorm fade into a distant hush. Inside the cabin, everything feels peaceful, still, warm. You remove your coat and hang it on the wooden hook beside the door. Small droplets of melted snow begin to fall slowly from the fabric. You brush the remaining snow from your boots. Then you take a few quiet steps further into the room. The fire burns steadily in the stone fireplace. Orange and golden flames dance slowly above glowing red embers. Every few moments, a log shifts slightly. Crack, pop, a soft, comforting sound. Beside the fire sits a wide armchair covered with a thick wool blanket. A small wooden table stands nearby, and beyond that, shelves filled with old books line the walls of the cabin. Everything here is simple, everything here is calm. You walk slowly towards the fire and hold your hands out towards the warmth. The heat feels gentle and comforting against your skin. Outside, the snowstorm continues to fall across the mountains, but here inside the cabin, the world feels quiet and safe. You pull the chair slightly closer to the fireplace. The wooden legs slide softly across the rug. Then you settle into the chair and wrap the wool blanket loosely around yourself. The fabric feels soft and warm. The firelight flickers slowly across the ceiling beams, and the quiet rhythm of the flames begin to fill the room. Crackle, pause, crackle. Your breathing becomes slower, deeper, more relaxed. Outside the window, snowflakes drift endlessly through the night. Inside the cabin, the warmth and stillness invite your mind to rest, and for the first time all day, you feel completely unhurried, completely at ease. The storm will continue throughout the night. The forest will remain quiet and still, and here in the cabin, beside the steady warmth of the fire, you can simply rest. The fire burns quietly in the stone fireplace. Soft flames rise and fall in slow, gentle movements, casting warm light across the wooden walls of the cabin. You sit comfortably in the chair, wrapped in the thick wool blanket. For a few peaceful moments, you simply listen. The fire crackles softly. The wind moves quietly through the trees outside, and somewhere beyond the walls of the cabin, the snow continues its slow and steady fall. The warmth of the fire spreads gradually through the room. It reaches your hand first, then your shoulders, then the rest of your body begins to soften and relax. You notice how quiet everything feels here. Not the kind of silence that feels empty, but the kind that feels calm and full. The kind of quiet that allows the mind to settle naturally. After some time, you slowly rise from the chair. The blanket slides gently from your shoulders. The wooden floor creaks softly beneath your steps as you walk towards the small kitchen area near the back of the cabin. The kitchen is simple: a small wooden counter, a kettle resting on a cast iron stove, a few shelves filled with mugs and jars. You fill the kettle with water and place it gently along the stove. Soon, a soft sound begins to form, a faint whisper of the heat building beneath the kettle. You lean against the counter for a moment and listen. The fire continues its steady rhythm in the other room. Crackle, pause, crackle. Outside the window, beside the kitchen sink, the snowstorm continues quietly. The glass is cool and slightly fogged by the warmth of the inside the cabin. You wipe a small circle clear with your hand. Beyond the window, the forest appears peaceful and still. Tall pine trees stand quietly in the snow, their branches heavy and white. Snowflakes drift slowly downward, glowing faintly in the light from the cabin windows. Each flake moves gently through the air, some floating slowly, some spinning softly before landing on the ground below. The forest floor is already covered with a thick layer of snow, smooth and undisturbed. No footprints, no movement, just the quiet presence of winter. You watch the snow fall for a few moments longer. Then behind you, the kettle begins to whisper, a soft rising sound, the water inside warming slowly. You turn back towards the stove and lift the kettle carefully. Steam curls upward in thin, quiet spirals. You choose a mug from the shelf. A simple ceramic mug with small blue patterns painted around its rim. You place the tea bag inside and pour the hot water slowly. The steam rises gently inside into the air. The scent of warm tea fills the small kitchen. You hold the mug in both hands for a moment, feeling the warmth of spread through your fingers. Then you carried it carefully back towards the chair beside the fire. The flames glow brighter now. The logs have settled deeper into the bed of embers. A gentle orange light fills the room. You sit once more in a comfortable chair and wrap the blanket loosely around your shoulders. The mug rests warmly in your hands. You take a slow sip. The tea is warm and calming. Outside, the storm continues its quiet rhythm. Snow falls across the clearing, across the forest, across the long mountain road that brought you here. And inside the cabin, the fire continues its steady glow. You sit quietly and listen to the fire, to the wind, to the gentle hush of the snowstorm outside. Each sound arrives slowly, softly, then fades away again. Your breathing becomes slower now, deeper, more relaxed. The warmth of the tea spread gently through the body. The chair feels softer. The blanket feels heavier and more comforting. You take another sip of tea and glance towards the window again. Snow seems thicker now, large flakes drifting slowly through the lantern light outside the door. The lantern sways slightly in the wind. Its warm golden glow stretches across the snowy ground. Each snowflake passes through the light briefly before disappearing into the darkness beyond. For a moment, you simply watch. The falling snow has a rhythm of its own, unhurried, endless, calm. And as you watch it drift down, your thoughts begin to slow even further. The mind becomes quieter when surrounded by such gentle stillness. Eventually, you set the mug carefully on the small wooden table beside the chair. You stand and walk slowly toward the window. The wooden floor creaks softly beneath your feet. You stand close to the glass and look out across the clearing. The storm has softened the shapes of everything outside. The trees appear rounded and smooth beneath their layers of snow. The ground looks like a white blanket stretching quietly into the forest. The lantern continues its steady glow, and beyond its light, the woods fade slowly into darkness. You notice the wind moving gently through the branches of the tallest trees, back and forth, slow and steady. The snow falls from the branches in soft, quiet clumps, each one landing soundlessly on the forest floor. The entire landscape seems to breathe slowly, the forest resting beneath the snowfall, the mountains standing quietly in the distance, and the small cabin glowing warmly in the center of it all. After a few moments, you turn away from the window and walk towards the cabin. You explore the quiet rooms. A small bedroom sits just beyond the main room. Inside, a wooden bed is covered with thick blankets and soft pillows. The window above the bed shows the snowy forest outside. Everything here feels simple, peaceful, uncomplicated. You continue down the short hallway. Another small room holds shelves filled with old books, some with worn leather covers, some faded with paper pages. Stories of distant places, of quiet journeys, of long winters spent in peaceful solitude. You run your fingers slightly along the spines of the books. They feel cool and smooth beneath your hand. Then you return slowly to the main room. The fire still burns steadily in the fireplace. You add one small log to the glowing embers. The flame rises slightly. Warmth fills the room once again. You settle back into the chair beside the fire. The blanket wraps around you. The mug of tea waits on the table. Outside, the snowstorm continues its quiet work, covering the mountains, covering the forest, and slowly, gently, covering the world in soft, white stillness. You take another slow breath. The fire crackles softly. The wind moves quietly through the trees, and the peaceful rhythm of the winter night continues all around you. Here in the cabin, there is nothing to hurry, nothing to worry about, nothing to solve, just warmth, quiet, and the gentle sound of snow falling through the dark mountain forest. Your eyes grow heavier, your breathing slower, and the quiet cabin holds you in its calm, steady stillness. The night stretches peacefully ahead, and you simply rest. The fire continues its quiet rhythm in the stone fireplace. Crackle, pause, crackle. The sound is soft and steady, like a slow heartbeat in the quiet cabin. You sit comfortably in the chair beside the fire, wrapped loosely in the warm wool blanket. The room glows gently with a gentle orange light. Outside the window, the snowstorm continues to drift across the mountains. Large snowflakes float slowly through the air, glowing briefly when they pass through the lantern light beside the cabin door. For a while, you simply sit and watch the quiet movements of the flames. The logs shift slightly as they burn. Tiny sparks rise for a moment, then disappear into the warm air above the fire. The scent of pine wood fills the room, a calm, earthy scent that feels deeply comforting. The warmth spreads steadily through the cabin. It reaches the wooden walls, the ceiling beams, the soft rug beneath your feet. Everything inside feels still and peaceful. Outside, the storm has grown slightly stronger, not harsh, not loud, but fuller. The snowfall has become thicker now, drifting across the clearing in slow, endless waves. You hear the wind move gently through the branches of the tall pine trees outside, a soft, rushing sound, low and steady, like a distant ocean tide moving through the forest. You lift a mug of tea from the small table beside you. The warmth has faded slightly, but the tea is still comforting. You take a slow sip, then another. Each sip warms your throat and chest. You set the mug down again and lean back into the chair. Your body sinks deeper into the cushions. The blanket feels heavier now, more comforting. Outside, the snow continues to gather. The clearing around the cabin is slowly transforming. Earlier, you could see the shapes of the ground clearly. Now, the snow has begun to smooth everything into gentle curves. The wooden porch is covered in fresh, white layer. The steps leading down into the clearing are nearly hidden. The path you walked from the car has already begun to fade beneath the falling snow. Soon it will fade and disappear entirely, leaving only a small, smooth blanket of white stretching across the clearing. You find yourself standing again, drawn quietly towards the window. The glass reflects the soft firelight beside you. Beyond it, the snow night continues its calm and patient work. You place your hands gently against the cool glass. Outside, the lantern swings slightly in the wind. Its warm glow stretches across the falling snow. Each snowflake glides briefly through the light before drifting into darkness. The forest beyond the clearing is deep and quiet. Tall pine trees stand like silent guardians of the mountains, their branches heavy with fresh snow. Occasionally, a branch releases a small cascade of powder. The snow falls softly to the ground below, barely making a sound. You imagine the forest animals resting quietly tonight, hidden beneath the snow-covered trees. A small fox curled into its den beneath a fallen log, its thick fur keeping it warm against the winter cold. Somewhere nearby, a family of deer stands quietly among the trees, their breath forming faint clouds in the cold air. They listen carefully to the wind and snowfall, their hooves resting gently in the deep snow. High above them, an owl perches silently on a tall branch, its feathers thick against the winter chill. The owl watches the forest with patient stillness, its eyes calm and observant, waiting, listening. But tonight, even the owl seems content to remain still. The snowstorm has softened the forest, quieted it, wrapped it gently in a blanket of calm. You watch the snow for several minutes. The steady drifting flakes begin to feel almost hypnotic, each one falling slowly, each one following its own gentle path downward. Eventually, you step away from the window and return to the chair beside the fire. The flames have settled into glowing embers now. Soft orange light pulses gently from within the logs. You kneel beside the fireplace and add another piece of wood. The new log catches slowly. First a faint curl of smoke, then a small flame. Soon the fire grows brighter again. Warm light fills the room. You return to the chair and settle comfortably beneath the blanket. The cabin feels even quieter now. The storm outside continues its gentle rhythm, but the thick wooden walls soften the sound, turning the wind into a distant whisper, turning the snowfall into a quiet hush. You close your eyes for a moment, listening. The fire crackles softly, the wind moves through the trees, and the snow continues its endless journey from the sky to the earth. Each sound is calm, predictable, steady. Your breathing begins to follow the rhythm. Slow breath in, slow breath out. Your shoulders relax further. Your muscles soften. The warmth of the fire spreads through your arms and legs. You feel heavy and comfortable in the chair, the kind of comfortable that invites deep rest. After some time, you open your eyes again. The firelight flickers slowly across the ceiling beams. Shadows move gently along the wooden walls. You notice the quiet details of the cabin. The old clock resting on a small shelf near the door, its hands moving slowly forward. Tick, pause, tick. A quiet reminder that time continues so gently forward, even on nights as peaceful as this. The books on the shelves stand quietly in the firelight, their worn spines reflecting years of quiet reading. Perhaps on nights just like this one, nights when snowstorms covered the mountains and the cabin becomes a small island of warmth and light. You imagine someone sitting here long ago, in the same chair, watching the same snowfall, listening to the same quiet crackling of the fire. Winter nights have always had this peaceful rhythm, slow, patient, unhurried. The snowstorm continues outside, but here in the cabin, everything remains warm and calm. You take another slow breath. The fire glows softly. The wind whispers through the forest, and the mountains sleep beneath their blanket of falling snow. Your eyes grow heavier again. The warmth of the cabin wraps around you like a gentle embrace. Your thoughts drift slowly, like snowflakes floating through the quiet night air, and the peaceful rhythm of the storm continues, unchanging, unrushed, endless. The night outside the cabin has grown deeper. The snowstorm continues to drift across the mountains, covering the forest in soft white silence. Inside the cabin, the fire burns steadily in the stone fireplace. The flames rise slowly, then settle again into glowing embers. Warm orange light fills the room. You sit comfortably in the chair beside the fire, wrapped in the wool blanket. The warmth surrounds you. Your body feels heavy and relaxed. Your breathing slow and calm. Outside, the wind moves gently through the tall pine trees. A quiet rushing sound passes through the forest, then fades, then returns again. The snow continues to fall, endless, patient. The clearing outside the cabin is now completely covered. Where the ground once showed small shapes and shadows, there is now only smooth white snow stretching quietly between the trees. The lantern beside the door glows softly. Its golden light shines through the snowfall, creating a small circle of warmth in the winter night. You notice how calm everything feels: the cabin, the forest, the storm. Even the passing of time feels slow here. The small clock on the shelf continues its quiet rhythm. Tick, pause. You take a slow breath and shift slightly in the chair. The blanket settles comfortably around your shoulders. For a moment, you close your eyes, listening. The fire crackles softly. The wind whispers beyond the walls. The snow falls steadily through the darkness. Those sounds blend together into a peaceful rhythm. A rhythm that belongs only to winter nights in quiet mountain cabins. After a while, you slowly open your eyes again. The firelight flickers softly across the room. You feel a quiet urge to stretch your legs. You rise gently from the chair. The wooden floor creaks softly beneath your feet. You walk slowly towards the kitchen area once again. The cabin is small and every movement feels calm and familiar. The kettle still rests on the cast iron stove. You refill it with water and place it gently back onto the warm surface. Soon, the quiet whisper of warming water begins again. You move slowly around the kitchen, opening a small cupboard. Inside are a few jars of dried herbs and tea leaves. You choose another simple mug from the shelf. This one is slightly larger with a soft green glaze. The kettle begins to hum quietly. Steam rises slowly from the spout. You pour the hot water carefully into the mug. The steam curls upward into the warm air of the cabin. You add a small spoonful of honey from a glass jar, then stir slowly. The spoon makes a soft circular sound against the ceramic mug. It's a small, comforting sound. You carry the mug carefully back toward the chair beside the fire. The flames glow gently. The logs have settled deeper into glowing embers again. You sit down once more and wrap the blanket around yourself. The mug rests warmly between your hands. You lift it slowly and take a small sip. The warmth spreads through your chest, comforting, calming. You lean back in the chair and glance once more toward the window. The snowfall continues steadily, but now the storm seems softer, quieter, almost as if mountains themselves are settling into sleep. The trees outside sway gently in the wind, their branches releasing small clouds of snow that drift quietly to the ground. You imagine the forest resting beneath its blankets of snow, the fox in its den sleeping peacefully, the deer standing quietly among the trees, the owl resting silently on its branch. All the small movements of the forest have slowed. Even the wind seems to move more gently now. The night has reached its quietest hour, midnight, the time when the world grows still, when even the busiest places fall silent. And here in the mountains, the quiet feels deeper than anywhere else. You take another slow sip of tea. The fire crackles softly beside you. Shadows move gently along the walls. The ceiling beams glow warmly in the flickering light. The cabin feels almost like a small island of warmth in the vast snowy mountains. Outside, the snowstorm continued its patient work, covering the paths, covering the clearing, covering the forest floor. The snow falls softly onto the roof of the cabin, a faint sound, barely noticeable. You listen carefully. Sometimes you can hear it sliding gently down the sloped roof, soft, slow, quiet. You find yourself watching the flames again. The fire has its own rhythm, small flames rising slowly along the wood, then fading back into glowing embers. Tiny sparks lift briefly into the air before disappearing, each movement calm and natural. You notice how the warmth of the cabin makes your eyes feel heavier. The chair feels softer, the blankets feel heavier. Your breathing slows further, in and out, slow, even, peaceful. The snow continues to fall, and time continues its quiet journey forward. The clock ticks softly on the shelf, the fire glows, the wind moves gently through the forest, and here in a warm cabin you feel completely at ease. There's now nothing to hurry, nothing to think about, nothing to plan, just the quiet presence of the winter night, the quiet, peaceful rhythm of the storm, the comforting warmth of the fire. Your thoughts drift slowly now, like snowflakes floating through the calm night air. One thought did appearing briefly, then fading quietly away, leaving only a calm and open stillness behind. You rest deeper into the chair. The cabin remains warm and quiet around you. Outside, the mountain sleeps beneath their endless snowfall, and the peaceful midnight hour continues, slow, silent, endless. The fire in the stone fireplace has begun to settle. The tall flames that once danced brightly now move more slowly. The logs glow with a deep orange warmth. Soft embers pulse quietly in the bed of ash. Every so often, a small flame appears along the edge of a log. It rises gently for a moment, then fades again. The room is filled with a calm, steady glow. You sit comfortably in the chair beside the fireplace, wrapped in the thick wool blanket. The warmth surrounds you. Your shoulders feel loose and relaxed, your breathing slow and easy. The mug of tea rests on the small wooden table beside you. A faint curl of steam still rises from the surface. Outside the window, the snowfall continues across the mountains, but the storm has softened now. The wind moves more gently through the tall pine trees. The snowflakes drift down in slower, quieter patterns. You watch them for a moment. The lantern beside the door still glows warmly. Its light falls across the fresh snow that now covers the clearing. The ground is completely white, smooth, peaceful. The footprints you left earlier have vanished beneath the snowfall. The world outside the cabin has been gently erased and renewed by the storm. You feel a sense of quiet calm as you watch the snow drifting down. The slow, endless movement feels almost timeless. Snowfall has always had this effect, a quiet patience, a steady rhythm that asks nothing from you, only stillness, only rest. You shift slightly in the chair. The blanket settles more comfortably around your shoulders. Your hand rests loosely in your lap. The warmth of the fireplace continues to spread slowly through the room. You glance again toward the glowing embers. They pulse softly like tiny lanterns inside the fireplace. Orange, red, gold. The colors shift slowly as the wood continues to burn. The soft crackling sounds have grown quieter now, more gentle, more spaced apart. Crackle, pause, a long quiet moment. Then another small sound as the wood settles. You lean back deeper into the chair. The cushion supports your back. The blanket feels heavier and warmer now, almost like a soft cocoon around you. Your eyelids begin to feel heavier too. But before sleep arrives, you find yourself drawn once more to the window. You stand quite slowly and walk across the room. The wooden floor creaks softly beneath your steps. You place your hand lightly against the cool glass. Outside, the snowfall continues. But something has changed the sky. Behind the thick clouds, a faint glow has begun to appear. The moon, hidden but present, its pale light filters through the snowy clouds above the forest. And slowly, the entire landscape begins to glow. A soft silver light spreads across the snow-covered ground, across the branches of the tall pine trees, across the quiet clearing around the cabin. The lantern still burns beside the door, but now the moonlight joins it. Together they create a gentle mixture of golden warmth and cool silver light, each one glowing briefly, then disappearing into the quiet darkness of the forest. You watch the snowfall for a long, peaceful moment, your breathing slow and steady, your thoughts drifting like the snow itself. Somewhere in the distance, the wind moves softly across the mountains. It carries the snow on pine through the forest, and even though you cannot hear the mountains themselves, you feel their quiet presence all around you. Ancient, still, endless. The cabin feels very small compared to the vast, snowy wilderness beyond its walls, but it also feels very safe, warm, protected, a small shelter of calm light in the wide winter night. You step away from the window and return slowly to the chair beside the fireplace. The ember glows steadily now. Only small flickers of flame appear from time to time. The room grows slightly darker, but the warmth remains. You settle back into the chair. The blanket wraps around you again. Your body feels heavy, relaxed, peaceful. You take one last slow sip of tea. The mug is nearly empty now. You place it quietly on the table beside you. The fire glows softly. The clock on the shelf continues its gentle rhythm. Tick, pause, tick. Outside, the snowfall becomes even softer. The wind has calmed. The flakes drift almost straight downward now, slow, silent. You imagine the forest resting beneath the snow, the deer standing quietly among the trees, their bodies still, their breath slow and calm in a cold night air. The fox sleeping deep within its den beneath the roots of an old pine tree, its tail wrapped gently around itself for warmth. High above them, the owl has tucked its head beneath its wing. Even the watchful owl rests during the quietest hours of the night. The entire forest sleeps beneath the falling snow. The mountains sleep, the trees sleep, and here inside the cabin, you feel the same gentle pull towards rest. Your eyelids grow heavier. The warmth of the fire makes the room feel softer. The air feels calm and still. Your breathing slows even further, in and out, slow, even, peaceful. You listen to the quiet sounds of the cabin, the soft glows of the ember, the gentle ticking of the clock, the faint whisper of snow settling on the roof. Each sound fades gently into the next, like slow waves moving across a quiet lake. The night continues peacefully outside, and inside the cabin, everything feels calm, safe, still. You sink deeper into the chair. The blanket surrounds you with warmth. Your thoughts grow softer, slower, like snowflakes drifting through the night sky. The fire glows, the mountains sleep, and the quiet winter night continues its gentle rhythm. You leave the small cabin behind you. The door closes softly with a wooden click, and once again the night welcomes you back into its quiet embrace. For a moment, you stand outside beneath the dim lantern that hangs beside the cabin door. Its warm glow spreads across the dirt path, lighting the ground in a gentle circle. Beyond that circle, the world fades back into shadow. You take a slow breath. The cool air carries the scent of soil and grass. Somewhere far away, an owl calls once. Then the village falls silent again. You continue down the path. The cottages grow fewer now. The spaces between them stretch wider, and the soft sounds of village life begin to fade. Soon, the road opens into the fields beyond the village. Rows of crops rest quietly beneath the moonlight. Wheat sways gently in the night breeze. Each stalk moves slowly, like waves rolling across a quiet ocean. You pause at the edge of the field. The moon sits high above you now, casting pale silver light across everything. The fields glow softly under that light. The world feels wide here, open, peaceful. You walk along the narrow dirt path that cuts between the rows of wheat. The plants brush softly against one another as the breeze passes through them. A faint whispering sound rises and falls around you. The earth beneath your feet is soft but steady. Each step feels calm and unhurried. There's nowhere else you need to be, nothing waiting for you, nothing demanding your attention. Just this moment, just this quiet walk beneath the moon. You breathe slowly again, in and out. The night air feels cool against your skin. Your body feels lighter with every step. The worries of the day seem very far away now, somewhere behind you, somewhere you no longer need to reach. The path leads you toward a small wooden fence. Beyond it, the wheat fields give way to open meadowland. Tall grasses stretch across the land, gently bending in the wind. You climb over the fence carefully. The wood creaks softly but holds steady. On the other side, the meadow spreads wide and quiet. The grass reaches almost to your knees. When the wind moves through it, the entire field shimmers like flowing water. You walk slowly toward the meadow. The grass parts gently around you. Tiny insects glow faintly in the darkness. Fireflies. Their soft lights blink on and off, drifting lazily through the air. They float like small stars that have wandered down into the fields. You stop for a moment to watch them. One drifts close to your hand. Its small glow pulses slowly, then it floats away again. Everything here moves slowly. The wind, the grass, the quiet drifting of the fireflies. Even time itself feels slower in this place. You continue walking. The meadow slopes gently upward toward a small hill. The climb is easy. The ground is soft beneath your feet, and as you reach the top, the whole countryside opens before you. From here, you can see the village far behind you. Small lanterns glow faintly in the distance, tiny golden lights scattered across the dark. Most of the village is asleep now. Only a few windows still shine softly. Perhaps someone is reading beside a candle. Perhaps someone is finishing a quiet conversation. Or perhaps someone like you has stepped outside to enjoy the stillness of the night. You sit down on the hillside. The grass is cool beneath you. The wind brushes gently across your face. And above you, the sky stretches wide and endless. Thousands of stars shine quietly in the darkness. They feel closer somehow out here, clearer, brighter. You lean back slowly, resting against the grass. Your body relaxes completely. The earth supports you gently. The sound of the night wraps around you. The soft movement of the grass, the distant rustle of wheat in the fields below, the occasional quiet chirp of a night insect, all of it blends together into a calm, steady rhythm. You breathe in slowly and out again. Your shoulders soften. Your thoughts grow quieter. There's nothing you need to solve tonight, nothing you need to finish. The world can wait until morning. For now, you're simply here, resting beneath the stars. The moonlight spreads across the fields like a blanket of silver. The village lights flicker against the distance, and the quiet countryside sleeps peacefully around you. You close your eyes for a moment, just to listen, just to rest, just to feel the calm of this quiet night. And slowly, very slowly, sleep begins to drift closer. For a long while, you lie quietly on the hillside. The earth beneath you feels steady and comforting. Above you, the stars remain bright and endless. The night breeze moves gently through the tall grass, brushing softly against your arms and face. You breathe slowly, in and out. The quiet of the countryside wraps around you like a warm blanket. Nothing rushes here. Nothing demands your attention. Even the passage of time feels gentle and unhurried. Eventually, your eyes open up again. The stars are still shining overhead, patient and calm. Far in the distance, small lantern lights of the village flicker softly. You notice a narrow path winding down the other side of the hill. It curves slowly toward the edge of the village. Perhaps you feel curious to see where it leads, or perhaps your feet wishes to simply wander a little farther before the night ends. You rise slowly from the grass. Your body feels relaxed and light. The quiet rest on the hillside has eased every tight corner of your thoughts. You brush a few blades of grass from your clothing and begin walking down the gentle slope. The path is narrow but easy to follow. Moonlight paints the ground in pale silver. Small stones glimmer faintly along the trail, and as you descend the hill, the meadow slowly fades behind you. Ahead, the dark outline of a small building appears near the edge of the village. It stands slightly apart from the cottages, older than the houses, built from heavy stone blocks, a small chapel. Its roof is steep, and at the front stands a narrow bell tower. The bell hangs silently tonight. You approach slowly. The building feels peaceful, quiet in a deeper way. The kind of quiet that belongs to places where people have come to sit, reflect, and rest for many years. A few tall trees stand beside the chapel. Their branches stretch high into the night sky. Its flame flickers gently inside the glass. Someone must have lit it earlier in the evening, perhaps the caretaker of the chapel, or a villager who stopped here before going home. You place your hand on the wooden door. It feels cool and smooth beneath your fingers. Gently you push. The door opens with a quiet creak. Inside, the chapel is dim and peaceful. Moonlight filters through tall stained glass windows. Soft colors fall across the stone floor. Deep blues, warm reds, hints of gold. A few candles burn quietly near the front of the room. The small flames dance gently in the still air. The chapel is empty. Rows of wooden benches sit quietly beneath the tall ceiling. You step inside slowly. Your footsteps echo softly against the stone walls. The air smells faintly of candle wax and aged wood, a comforting scent. You walk down the center aisle. The colored light from the windows moves gently across the floor as the candle flames flicker. You pause beside one of the benches. Then you sit. The wood is smooth and worn from many years of use. People have come here for generations, to think, to pray, to rest their minds. You sit quietly now just as they once did. The silence here feels deep and steady. Even your breathing seems softer and inside these stone walls. You look up towards the tall windows. The moonlight shines through the colored glass. Tiny patterns of light scatter across the ceiling. Outside, the wind blushes gently through the chapel trees. Inside, the candles continue their slow, peaceful glow. You rest your hands loosely in your lap. Your shoulders soften. Your eyes grow heavier. There's something about this quiet place that makes it easy to let go of everything else. The worries of the day, the noise of the world, they fade away like distant echoes. All that remains is calm, warm candlelight, soft moonlight, and the quiet presence of the old stone chapel. You close your eyes for a moment. The wooden bench supports you gently. Your breathing slows, in and out. The peaceful stillness of the chapel surrounds you, holding the night in perfect silence. And somewhere beyond the stained glass windows, the quiet medieval village continues to sleep. For a long time, you sit quietly inside the small stone chapel. The candles flicker gently. Moonlight glows through the stained glass windows. The silence feels deep and comforting. Your breathing grows slower, calmer. The wooden bench beneath you holds your weight easily. It would be very simple to remain here all night resting in the peaceful stillness, but after some time, you open your eyes again. The candles are burning lower now, their flames smaller and softer. The night continues its slow journey towards morning. You stand slowly from the bench. Your body feels light and relaxed. There is no hurry in your movements, no rush in your thoughts. You walk quietly down the aisle once more. Your footsteps echo softly across the stone floor. At the door, you pause. Outside, the lanterns still glow faintly beside the entrance. The wooden door opens with the same gentle creak as before. Cool night air greets you once again. The village rests peacefully under the moon. You step outside and close the chapel door behind you. The lantern flickers once in the breeze. Then the quiet returns. From here, a narrow dirt path leads away from the chapel. It slopes gradually downward, disappearing between a line of trees. You begin walking along the path. The branches overhead form a soft arch above you. Leaves whisper quietly whenever the wind moves through them. The ground beneath your feet feels cool and slightly damp. You hear something new now. At first it is very faint, a soft, steady sound in the distance. Water. You continue down the path, following the gentle sound. Step by step, the sound grows clearer. A small river flows somewhere nearby. Soon the trees open and the path leads you to the riverbank. The water moves slowly under the moonlight. Its surface reflects the stars like scattered silver. Smooth stones line the edge of the river. Some are worn perfectly round from many years of flowing water. You walk along the bank for a moment. The quiet sound of the river becomes a peaceful rhythm. Soft water moving around the stone. A slow and endless song of the night. Further along the bank, you notice the shape of an old wooden structure beside the river, a water mill. Its large wheel stands half in the water, turning slowly as the river pushes gently against its paddle. The wood creaks softly with each movement. The steady rotation feels calm and predictable, the kind of motion that never needs to rush. You approach the mill. The building beside the wheel is made of timber and stone. Small windows glow faintly with moonlight, but no lantern burns here tonight. The miller must be asleep. The wheel continues its slow turning. Creak, splash, creak, splash, over and over again. A rhythm that has continued likely for generations. You sit on a large stone near the water's edge. The river flows quietly before you. The wheel turns slowly beside you. The night air carries a scent of fresh water and wet earth. You breathe in deeply, and then slowly breathe out. Your body relaxes even further. The sound of the watermill blends perfectly with the flowing river, a calm and steady pattern, the kind of sound that gently quiets the mind. You watch the wheel turn for a while. It never stops, never hurries, just a steady movement. The river guides it, the night surrounds it, and time flows as slow as the water itself. Your eyes grow heavier now. The soft motion of the wheel, the quiet voice of the river, the cool breeze brushing the surface of the water, all of it invites rest. You lean back slightly against the grass behind you. The stars remain bright overhead. The river continues its quiet song, and the old wooden mill turns slowly beside you. Creak, splash, creak. Your breathing flows and follows the same gentle rhythm, slow, even, calm. And as you rest beside the quiet river, the peaceful sounds of the night begin to carry you deeper into sleep. For a long while, you remain seated beside the river. The steady turning of the mill wheel continues beside you. Creak, splash, creak, splash. The rhythm blends gently with the quiet flow of the water. The sounds are soft and steady, like a calm breath that never stops. Your body feels deeply relaxed now. The stone beneath you is cool, but the night air is comfortable. The breeze moves slowly across the river's surface. Tiny ripples drift outward and disappear into the moonlight. You notice something new beginning to form above the water, a thin layer of mist. At first, it is faint, just a soft haze floating across the river. But slowly it grows thicker. The cool night air and the warm water are meeting, and together they form a soft white fog that drifts gently along the riverbank. It moves slowly, quietly, like a dream rising from the water. You stand up carefully from the stone. Your movements are slow and unhurried. The grass beside the river bends softly beneath your feet. You begin walking along the riverbank. The mist curls gently around the stones and reeds. Moonlight filters through it, gently giving the air a pale silver glow. Everything feels softer here now. The edges of the world blur slightly inside the drifting fog. The river still sings its quiet song, but the sound feels more distant, more dreamlike. Each step you take feels lighter than the last. The soft ground supports you gently. Your breathing remains slow and calm, in and out. The mist continues to drift across the water. It wraps softly along the turning wheel of the mill. Soon, the building it begins to fade behind you. The creaking wheel grows quieter as you move farther along the river. Creak, splash, until finally the sound disappears into the distance. Now there is only the quiet river and the gentle whisper of mist moving across the water. Fireflies drift slowly through the fog, their tiny lights blinking softly in the darkness. Small glowing stars floating through the night air. You pause to watch them. One glides slowly past your shoulder. Another drifts close to the water before rising again. Their lights disappears and disappears in a peaceful rhythm. The world feels calm, safe, wrapped in quiet. The river bends gently ahead of you. Tall reeds grow along the edge of the water. Their long stems sway slowly, and whenever the breeze passes through, the mist gathers more thickly here. It moves in slow waves across the riverbank. You continue walking, step by step. The path beneath your feet becomes softer, almost like walking through clouds. Your thoughts grow quieter now, very quiet. There's nothing left to think about, nothing left to solve. Only the peaceful rhythm of walking beside the river. The mist moves gently around you. The stars appear softer now through the drifting fog, and somewhere in the distance, the faintest hint of pale light begins to touch the horizon. Dawn is still far away, but the night is slowly beginning its final hours. You find a quiet patch of grass beside the river. The ground is soft and cool. You sit down slowly, then lean back, letting the grass support you once more. The mist drifts quietly above the water. The river continues its endless peaceful flow. Your eyelids grow heavy, very heavy now. The quiet of the night holds you gently. The soft sound of the river feels like a lullaby. Your breathing slows even further, in and out, slow, easy, calm. The mist continues to drift across the sleeping river. The fireflies glow softly in the distance, and as the peaceful night carries on around you, you slowly drift deeper and deeper into rest. You rest quietly beside the river. The soft grass beneath you supports your body. The gentle sounds of flowing water continue nearby. The mist drifts slowly above the surface of the river. Everything feels calm, still, peaceful. For a while, you remain exactly where you are, breathing slowly, in and out. The night holds you in perfect quiet. But eventually, you open your eyes again. The mist has grown a little thicker along the riverbank. It moves slowly across the water, curling around stones and reeds. The stars above still shine softly through the thin veil of fog. You sit up slowly. Your movements are gentle and relaxed. There is no rush, no need to hurry anywhere. You simply feel like walking a little farther along the river. You rise carefully from the grass. The ground beneath your feet feels soft and cool. The quiet path continues beside the water, disappearing into the mist. You begin walking again, step by step. The river moves peacefully beside you. Its quiet voice continues its endless song. Ahead, through the drifting fog, you begin to notice the shape of something crossing the water, a small bridge. And as you approach, its form becomes clearer. It is a simple wooden bridge, old but strong. Its beams are thick and worn smooth by many years of use. Soft moss grows along the edges of the wood. The bridge arches gently across the narrow part of the river. You step onto the first wooden plank. It creaks softly beneath your weight. The sound is quiet, comforting. Each step across the bridge makes the same gentle creak. Slow, steady. You pause halfway across. The river flows beneath you. The mist drifts slowly along the water's surface. From here, the reflections of the stars shimmer in the moving current. They stretch and bend with the flow of the river. Small ripples carry them downstream like tiny drifting lights. You rest your hands on the wooden railing. The wood feels cool and smooth beneath your fingers. You breathe slowly again, in and out. The quiet bridge feels like a peaceful resting place. The mist continues to move around you. The river flows endlessly below. Your shoulders soften even more. Your thoughts drift farther away. The calm of the night grows deeper. You remain here for a few moments, simply watching the water, listening to the quiet rhythm of the river, feeling the gentle breeze move across the bridge. Eventually, you begin walking again. Your steps are slow and relaxed. The planks creak softly beneath your feet. Then you reach the other side. The path continues beyond the bridge, leading through a small grove of trees. Their branches sway gently in the light wind. Leaves rustle softly in the darkness. You follow the path beneath the trees. The mist grows thinner here. The stars shine a little brighter overhead. Somewhere in the distance, the faintest early birds begin to stir. Just a small sound, a quiet reminder that the morning will come someday. But for now, the night still holds the world in peaceful rest. You find another quiet place beneath the trees. The ground is soft with fallen leaves. You sit down slowly, then lean back against the trunk of a large tree. The bark feels rough but comforting. The branches above sway gently. The night air moves slowly through the leaves. Your breathing becomes softer, slower. Your eyelids grow heavier with every calm breath. The river continues flowing quietly beneath the trees. The mist drifts gently across the fields. The stars shine softly overhead, and the quiet countryside remains peaceful and still. You allow your eyes to close again. Your body sinks deeper into rest. Your thoughts fade into silence. The gentle sounds of the night carry you further into sleep, slowly, peacefully, then without effort, just drifting deeper and deeper into the calm of the quiet night. You remain resting quietly beneath the tree. The trunk supports your back. The ground beneath you is soft and fallen leaves. The quiet grove holds the stillness of the night around you. Your breathing remains slow, easy, calm. The river continues its gentle movement somewhere nearby. Its steady sound drifts softly through the trees. The mist that covers the river has begun to thin, very slowly, almost unnoticed. You sit peacefully for a long time. Perhaps your eyes remain closed. Perhaps they open for a moment now and then. But the night continues to feel deep and restful. The branches above sway gently. Leaves rustle softly whenever the breeze passes through. Your shoulders relax further. Your mind becomes quiet. The world feels simple here. Just the trees, the river, the cool air in the night, and the slow rhythm of your breathing. And after some time, something subtle begins to change. At first, it is almost impossible to notice. But far away, beyond the distant hills, the sky begins to soften. The deep darkness of the night slowly fades into gentle shade. Still quiet, still dark, still, but no longer completely black. The earliest hint of dawn is beginning. You open your eyes slowly. Through the branches above, you can see the sky. The stars are still there, but they seem a little softer now, a little less bright. The horizon far away carries the faintest glow, a pale light, silver light, slowly spreading across the edge of the world. Morning is still far away, but it is coming, very slowly, very gently. You remain where you are. There is no reason to move. The peaceful grove feels like the perfect place to rest. A small bird, somewhere in the distance, stirs. It makes a quiet sound, just once. Then the silence returns again. The air feels slightly cooler now. Fresh, clean, the kind of air that belongs to the early hours of the morning. You take another slow breath, in and out. The calm of the night continues to surround you. Even as the sky slowly begins to change, the mist along the river fades little by little. The water continues its quiet movement through the countryside. The trees around you remain peaceful and still. You feel deeply relaxed, your body heavy with rest, your thoughts quiet and distant. You close your eyes again for a moment, just to listen. The leaves moving softly above, the distant river, the faint breeze brushing the grass. All of it blends together into a gentle lullaby. The world feels safe, calm, peaceful. The first light of dawn grows slightly brighter along the far horizon, but the village remains asleep. The cottages are quiet. The fields remain still beneath the fading stars, and in the quiet grove beside the river, you rest peacefully as the night slowly gives way to the morning. Your breathing remains slow, steady, soft, and the calm of the countryside continues to carry you deeper into sleep. You remain resting quietly beneath the tree. The countryside around you is still peaceful and calm. The quiet grove has held you through the final hours of the night. Your breathing continues its slow and steady rhythm, in and out. The first light of dawn slowly spreads across the distant horizon. It is soft, very soft, a pale glow that gently replaces the darkness of the night. Above you, the stars begin to fade one by one, not disappearing all at once, but slowly dimming as the light sky grows brighter. The leaves above your head move slowly in the morning breeze. Their quiet rustling feels calm and familiar now. Nearby, the river continues its gentle flow. Its steady sound has never stopped. Through the long hours of the night, the water has moved patiently through the countryside. Now in the early light of the morning, it reflects the pale colors of the waking sky. The mist that once floated above the river has almost disappeared. Only a few thin ribbons of fog drift quietly across the river. The world feels fresh, new, but it's still deeply peaceful. You open your eyes slowly. The sky above the trees has turned a soft shade of blue. The horizon glows faintly with warm golden light. The day is beginning, but is beginning slowly, gently, just as the night unfolded. In the distance, the quiet village begins to stir. A rooster calls once across the fields. The sound travels softly through the morning air. Somewhere nearby, another bird answers, then another. Soon the trees begin to feel the quiet songs of waking birds. Their voices are soft and calm, nothing loud, nothing sudden, just gentle sounds welcoming the day. It's a new day. The cottages in the village remain mostly quiet, but a few small windows begin to glow with the warm light of the morning fires. Some villages are beginning their day, lighting hearths, preparing bread, opening doors to the cool morning air. But from where you sit beneath the tree, everything still feels calm and distant. The countryside stretches peacefully around you. Fields of wheat glow faintly in the early light. The small river continues winding through the valley, and the quiet village rests gently between the hills. You take one more slow breath in and out. Your body feels deeply relaxed. The long walk through the peaceful night has left you calm and rested. The quiet sounds of the countryside continue around you. Birdsong, moving water, leaves brushing gently in the breeze. You lean back against the trees once more, allowing yourself to rest completely. The warmth of the rising sun slowly begins to touch the tops of the distant hills. But here beneath the trees, the shade remains cool and peaceful. Your eyelids grow heavy again, even as the big morning begins. Your breathing remains slow, soft, easy. The world feels safe here, quiet, calm. You allow your thoughts to drift away once more. The gentle sounds of the countryside continue like a soft lullaby. The river flows. The birds sing quietly in the trees. The peaceful village welcomes the new day. But you remain here, resting, sleeping, wrapped in the calm of the quiet countryside. There's nothing you need to do, nowhere you need to go. Just rest, just breathe, and allow the peaceful morning to carry you gently into deeper sleep, slowly, softly, and peacefully. Good night.